Check out this awesome collectible Star Wars Ashigaru Stormtrooper figure by Bandai.
Spiky bits.
What's up, hobby maniacs? Baer here again with you today with an exciting unboxing. This is a action figure, actually. My buddy Zeb, who creates and edits a lot of these videos for us here on the channel, gave this to me for Christmas. Thanks, Zeb. It's pretty awesome, to be quite honest. This is it's a very collectible Bandai figure. If you haven't seen these, they sell for $80 to $100. You know, Fett and Vader going for like $120 on Amazon and eBay, etc., etc. You can get them at Barnes & Noble and any place that Bluefin imports into, you know, sometimes like hobby towns and things like that. Any place you can normally find Bandai. Sometimes you can find them at a reasonable price, but what I was talking about was basically secondary market prices. Now, obviously, this is a North American import because it's got the, hey, we're stupid American stickers, like, hey, guess what? You could choke yourself on accident, and hey, here's all sorts of warnings back here in a language you can understand. And then the little Bluefin import export kind of seal there, and so the whole thing like, hey, this is safe for us stupid Americans, or whatever you want to call it. They're also the people that like import DBZ and all the other like Gundam figures and stuff like that. So they're a good company, you know. They're doing all us collectors out here in America a great service, so we definitely appreciate that. Now, if you're expecting an amazing detailed analysis of this figure and all the stuff about it, you definitely came to the wrong place. This is mostly a miniatures and hobbies channel, but there's still I feel like a lot of Star Wars fans on here, so I did want to showcase this figure because it is something kind of collectible that I think a lot of people can get behind. I'm not going to know a lot of stuff about this figure. I'll just be upfront with you guys, but I do know a lot of stuff about Star Wars, so I feel like I have a pretty good commentary here on it. So just letting you guys know, this is not a action figure channel, and you will not get super awesome action figure commentary because that's not the main purview of this channel. So with that said, let's talk about the figure itself. So once you open it up, and actually I thought I'd have to put this stupid thing together, I was like, well, I guess I might as well get to it. And then I opened it up and I was like, nope, job done. It was really neat. So on the inside, you got this neat little box right here where you got the little Ubi experience, because you see the guy right here and it's like, ooh, a long time ago, indeed. And then it showcases some little things about the weapons, and I think it's the weapons and the hands right here. And I'll be quite honest, I played with it a little bit. It was very difficult for me with my big hand fists here to get these little hands to switch out. The ones that come on it, or that came attached with it, moved out just fine, but trying to attach some of these was really, really difficult. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to break anything. I'm just going to keep it in the package, and I don't want to break anything. But I still play with it just the same because, well, let's face it, it's a really cool little Stormtrooper. So here they show you a couple of things like, hey, be careful of the paint, which I can understand. And then this the katana basically goes into the sheath here, which also goes right on the belt. And then the little lock for firing the blaster. This is actually not a flintlock, it's a matchlock. Matchlocks were introduced into Japan, I believe, by the Portuguese in the 1500s. So believe it or not, that actually is not a flintlock, I don't think. Again, not an expert on these things. I just got to go fire from the hip when I think I know something. And that's what we have YouTube comments for. Okay, so here's the action figure itself. You can see it's incredibly detailed, obviously painted very well. Comes with all these little alternate hands. Now you've got one that holds the blaster, one that holds the katana itself right there. That's the katana one. And then just like the little I'll punch you in the face kind of fist right there, which is really neat. Now this is, you know, this is your typical action figure hard plastic. I don't know what that plastic is called. We'll just go with plastic. It's painted. It's plastic, so I like it. It's very well detailed. You can see some really nice little weathering and contrast and everything in here. Of course, the black itself is not super detailed because, let's face it, it's black. What do they got to do for it, right? So the action figure is pretty neat. You know, this is kind of like, if you played with Spawn figures as a kid, which I imagine a lot of folks that watch this channel and read the site probably did. This is definitely a high-end kind of Spawn figure, and I know some people, all the action figure nerds out there, are like, oh my god, I can't believe you call it a Spawn figure, but well, come on, that's all I have to like base my analysis on, but it's definitely high. I can tell it's higher end. There's like some double joints in here. I mean, you've got basically a lot of range of movement, but it's kind of like a weird movement too. Now, I imagine I could do some sort of crazy pose. I don't want to take this plastic off yet because, like I said, I haven't finished exploring all of its maneuverability. But I mean, like, say you want to do like a crazy come at me brother with the katana kind of blade type pose, you can be like, rah, like kind of like that, you know, like I'm Khan the Berserker, rah, and then put the hand in there. Now, like I said, these hands come off pretty easily, actually, the one that came attached to it, but the other ones did not attach back very well. Well, of course, this one's giving me little fits now too. It's just really weird how the little joint, it like kind of flips, and you have to like magically align your like force to like jam it in there just right. But anyways, it's really cool. It's like this section here, like all the armor plating is like this high end kind of like rubberized kind of vinyl, I guess. Again, don't know the terms, forgive me. All I can tell is that I'm not holding a piece of crap that I bought from Walmart for 10 bucks. You know what I mean? Like, this is a high end thing. It's painted well. You can tell it's sealed. Like, I don't have to worry about you know, like touching it and everything's gonna wear off. And of course, it's got that true Stormtrooper styling. You know, it's got the one little joint right here, and this one's like the flip up, all of the little like sockets and things, and then it kind of has this piece here on the back as well. Not really. It doesn't have the what is it, O1L or anything on the back. Now, this thing's about almost 7 inches tall, give or take. Obviously, very well articulated. You can put it on a shelf. You can get those little stand things. It seems like it would stand up pretty well without trying, and it would have a bunch of different poses. I don't know much else about it from there. I can just tell it's very well made. But what I thought was really cool was this little blaster right here. Remember how I was saying this is matchlock and not flintlock? It actually moves, and you have to be very careful. Again, I don't want to hand fist anything, but the little piece here actually flips up, which is kind of neat. It's like, bam, blaster. And then the samurai sword, which I was trying to be very careful with because it says that the paint could rub off, attaches in its holster, and it's really sweet how this thing pivots. Again, I'm trying to be very careful with this because, you know, it is theoretically a collector's item. And I mean, it's really neat how they did this because remember, if you're not familiar with what Star Wars is actually inspired off of, you know, Lucas was inspired by a lot of Kurosawa movies from back in the day, from the 50s. And actually, you can find out a lot about this on the internet, I'm sure, just doing a couple of searches. But the movie, I think it was A Hidden Fortress, is literally episode 4. Like, it's ridiculous. Some of the movie posters are very similar, very, very similar. Trust me, once you see some of the spoilers and things, like you can look up online, you'll be like, wait, what? It is pretty ridiculous. So it's really neat to see the kind of like the, you know, the Japanese kind of samurai type feel for these action figures. Now, there's a whole line of them. There's this one, there's Vader, there's Boba Fett, I think there's a Royal Guard. It's mostly the Emperor guys, I feel like, but we did a feature on Swikey, and that's why I was really excited to get this, actually, because I was like, oh, this is cool. Hey, how much is Boba Fett? Oh, 120 bucks. I'm good. Well, right here you can see the katana gets holstered in right there, and it moves and everything. It's got a full range of motion, and of course you can pull this bad boy out I'm trying to do it very gently and show you on camera. And I think it's this hand right here that holds it. Pretty sure. You just have to kind of trial and error type deal here, because that would be left hand, and yeah, this is the one here. So again, I'm not trying to really force anything. I don't want to hand fist anything, but you kind of get the idea there. Like, it holds it snug. It's not like, you know, the Spawn action figures of old. It was kind of like, oh, maybe this might work, and then it, you know, just go straight on there. So it's a very, I mean, this is a really cool figure, and again, I like it. It's kind of like a twofold kind of type thing, because it kind of is an homage almost to the Star Wars that, you know, Lucas was so inspired by, you know, all the Kurosawa films from the 50s and even 60s. There's actually more than Lucas wasn't the only Hollywood artist, believe it or not, or director inspired by a lot of Kurosawa. There's a lot of stuff out there on the subject. It definitely, if you haven't and you are unfamiliar with the topic, then please, you owe it to yourself to do some YouTube searches and things on that, because it's actually very interesting stuff there. Quintino was also very inspired by a lot of that, of course. Go figure. But anyways, so it fits in this little collector's package here, and it just looks really cool. I mean, it's a nice, neat little collector's item that really kind of has meaning, because, like I said, Star Wars was basically inspired by the Hidden Fortress movie from the 50s. So that is pretty much everything that I can intelligently say about this figure. A, doesn't suck. B, not crappy Walmart figure. C, Star Wars, so it's awesome. And samurais. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say about it. Just go buy one. They are a little expensive, but you can find them, like I said, at normal retail at like Barnes and Nobles and kind of like, you know, high-end bookstores or any place that carries the Bandai figures themselves. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I really did my best. Again, if you're coming here because you're really into action figures, I may have accidentally offended you. Oh, let's show you the back here too. Oh, we already did, but there you go. There's the Vader figure too. There's a whole series of these guys. You can check them all out on Amazon. Has them pretty readily available. But you can tell this was probably bought at a Barnes & Noble and then sold secondhand on Amazon. But hey, it's a great Christmas gift. I super appreciate it. Thank you, Zeb, and thank you all for watching.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. TheLongWar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.